doesn't matter what the size is. If a girl doesn't like it, she's broken to me. Okay. I did the best I could. Are you? You heard it here.
Again, Dave. You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, I'm doing the best I can. If you can't enjoy yourself, I'll say that for YouTube. If you can't enjoy yourself off of that, then you're broken. I did the best I could.
And then
what more do you want from me?
And after you're broken, this pops up. You died. Oh my god. I'm glad I got that, and that's not getting taken out.
Of course not.
That's why these videos are 18 plus. By the way, guys, good morning.
Fucking morning, bitches.
Good morning. Fuck you all. No, I'm just kidding.
Quick question before we start anything. If a deaf person gets arrested and the cop handcuffs this deaf person, is that technically a violation of their First Amendment right? That's freedom of speech. That's how they communicate.
Get out. You're onto something. Get the fuck out. Goddamn. Well, good morning.
If you're hearing this from jail, there you go.
If you're hearing this from jail, that usually means that you're guilty.
The CO is at the desk watching us, probably. I don't know.
You never know. Sounds like these guys are onto something. Wait.
I got a deaf guy. Talking about you.
Just pointing at him. He doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, we're going to hell. Anyways, today's topic is going to be about games that are getting canceled and why they're getting canceled. And also, this is going to tie into early access games. Joe doesn't really have much experience with early access games because a lot of early access games are PC. Early access stuff we usually get on consoles are usually like, here's an alpha or beta server. Those are still considered early access. And games are just getting shut down because of no reason. And it's like, why is that happening?
And sadly, I'm with the riff-raff that's console only because I...
Technically, no, you got a PC and you gamed on the PC, so technically you're gaming PC.
Yeah, I game on a laptop because of an emulator for a Game Boy. For games that are 20-something years old. Maybe even older.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I hope you guys like the new little background we have. We're going to be changing it every Monday morning. Yeah. It's going to be something completely different every Monday morning.
There's 2 joysticks down there for... Oh, wait, wrong hand.
Get your hand away from me. Get your hand off my joystick, Joe. Consent.
I was calibrating it.
Nick, you want to learn about calibrations? This is the one way to learn.
I was trying to map out your button.
My button's right in front of me. I'm right here. Well, you're like reaching over to my dick like, I wonder why. Ponytailing. Jesus Christ. People are going to watch this and be like, oh my God. There's people who already ask, do we put on a front? No, this, honest to God, the reason we even made this whole series is because we were saying just so much shit that we're like, we need to turn this to like a Monday morning episode. So that became a Monday morning episode thing.
It did.
Also, pretty soon, you guys will not be seeing this background because I'm planning on getting a bigger TV, which we're moving over to that location and basically playing our games there. And then when it comes time for us to live stream, which, quick update, YouTube still won't give us the access to go live. Why? I honestly don't know.
It's because of Pinocchio.
No, you know what's Pinocchio. You know what's yeah, Pinocchio was our first strike. And then it was like charted off, and then we keep getting like stupid copyright shit because this offended somebody. We said, listen, there's a reason why it's 18 or older. And listen, this is your only warning you're gonna get if you haven't got the warning already.
You clicked on the thing. If you're watching us right now,
our videos
you clicked on the thing.
Now, however, we're not gonna be disrespectful to everyone, but like our stuff's unfiltered. So if you get easily offended or if you don't like the stuff that we say, don't watch us. I'm sorry. No, you gotta do it like this. You get out. No remorse. Just get out. No, but I mean, I understand some people, they can't take certain jokes. Some people can't handle certain things we say. I get that. But I want to be dead honest with everybody. We're not changing. This is who we are. This is what we're gonna be. I'm not gonna put on a mask. This is
Sorry,
who I am.
snowflakes. Sorry. Call it what it is. Snowflakes.
Okay. He said it, not me. So that about things being canceled. So
Good segue.
we were talking a little earlier because I've been trying to keep track of like topics for us to talk about. And I'll be honest, I was bad this week. I had a very horrible week. So like my brain was not even processing anything today. So like we were walking around the mall and I was like, I forgot to think about a topic to talk about today.
And then I was like, oh, all I thought of was the arresting a deaf guy intro. So I thought of nothing else.
And then it occurred to me, games being canceled and games just getting taken out the market. Early access games like staying, for instance, early access. The one game that's still thriving and everyone's still waiting for it to get fully released is it's been like 11 years. It's still in early access after 11 years.
That's not early.
11 years. Escape from Tarkov, I'm talking about you. 11 years that game's in early access and they still haven't fully released it.
That's not early access. That is.
It's way beyond. After a year, you're no longer in early access.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Technically, so on Steam and other platforms, if a game is going on early access, it's 6 months to 12 months that it has to stay in early access mode, and then you're allowed, a developer, to fully release the game. Hence the game Repo. Repo is in early access, and it came out quite recently. And Repo is going, I think they're about to hit like their 4th month or 5th month, I think. I could be wrong. And they're already planning on fully releasing the game. And it's going to be coming to consoles in 26.
Now, I'm going to say this right now. Rockstar Games.
Yeah. You're going to move to the camera.
12 years is long enough. If I see get early access, I'm throwing my TV out the window and it's not going to affect you financially whatsoever.
And then that's when you get, fuck you, Roku.
No, but if I see early access on GTA 6, I'm going to lose my shit because 12 years.
We were cracking jokes about GTA 6.
Oh, 13, I'm sorry. 2026.
Oh, yeah. Because it got moved up. It was supposed to be released in April. Then it got supposed to be released in June. Or no, May. Then it was supposed to be released in June. And then they go, 26. What? Every person was angry because GameStop, there's a couple pictures out there. GameStop was putting pre-orders out. And people were pre-ordering. Guess what? You ain't picking up that pre-order until 26. Hope it was worth it. And then Joe's favorite line, I better smell the strip club.
If I walk in there,
I better get crabs right away.
I better like actually be itching down there.
Oh my god.
Because my character on screen touched a bad hooker.
I don't.
I'm not thinking my bird, Julian.
Your health bar just declined.
Yep.
And it's like, how to heal yourself? Bathe.
Here's a special shampoo.
Here's a comb. Or as I know that's when I worked at the store, I had to stock the shelves. I'm like, why is there a comb with this? And the guy's like, did we get crabs? And I was like, what?
He goes, they live in your hair. Shave if you got them. It's the best thing.
He's like, that's what he said. He goes, shave all your stuff off your butterfinger. And me?
See, who said we weren't educational?
The guy was just regular. Mind you, I was only like 19, 20. I had no idea what the fuck crabs were. The guy's like, yeah, it's if you're in dirty wetness, if you know, I catch my drift. And I was like, and he's like,
It doesn't even have to be from that kind of activity. You could just use a bad bathroom and one of those fuckers can hop on you.
And
it happens, man.
Yeah, and shave it all.
Then next thing you know, you're at the pharmacy and you gotta ask for that shampoo.
And it gets worse for you.
Yep.
Isn't everyone's like, oh my god.
Gotta wear a hazmat suit.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. It's about cancellation.
Okay. back to what
we were talking about. So real quick about GTA 6 is like, we were joking around like, we're getting on Resident Evil 9. We're getting 2 Resident Evil remakes, not reboots, remakes.
Yep.
The original and no, actually no, sorry, we're getting Veronica Zero in the original. They're all getting remastered or remake. Resident Evil 5 is getting remake, but that's getting remake in 26.
It's remake.
They're remaking all Resident. Basically, they're making them all.
All before GTA 6.
We're getting a new
out.
Elder Scrolls 7. No, 6, I believe. Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out. There's a bunch of remakes and remasters coming out. There's a possible new Dino Crisis coming out in later 26. We're getting all these new games way before GTA 6.
Hogwarts Legacy came out on the Switch 2 before GTA 6.
Yeah, and we're also getting a new Hogwarts Legacy 2 game by the end of the year.
Also before GTA 6.
Yes. So as you see, this is why early access games.
And then people in the comments should be like, "Geez, just be patient." I did my waiting.
12 years of it. Oh my god! But like
I said, I better smell that triple.
When I shoot my gun in the game, there better be gunfire, or the smoke from the barrel coming out of my TV into my face.
That's my favorite smell in the world.
Me too.
Nothing better than gunfire smoke in the morning.
I also love the sound of filling a magazine.
Oh,
the click, 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 click. Especially when it was like an M4.
Thank you for calling it a magazine this time. That means,
well, I'm sorry. Well, technical term, it's called clip. He's like, you son of a... You were doing good. You motherfucker. No, but back to games being canceled and also early access games. I'm not for early access games. I do, however, sadly and unfortunately, have a shit ton of early release games in my Steam. Now, this is the part that gets funny. The dev teams abandoned them and got rid of them. They're taken off. You can't get them no more.
No support.
And there's like one game I was playing, and it was a straight up copy off of Call of Duty, but it was a game called Outlaw. It's on Steam. You can still download it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Don't download it. They're shutting the servers down, and it sucks. It was a fun game, but the game got flooded with hackers. The game got taken over and out the window. There's a game called Scavengers. It was doing phenomenal. A great ass game. It was an early access, and then they took the early access to put it on consoles. And then I was playing it every single day. I played it on my live streams. I played it everywhere. And next thing you know is a week later, games canceled and taken off because something happened where they just were losing people and losing interest. People don't want to play it no more. And it's early access. So what happens with early access games? The developing team, don't think of it as a project. For instance, Team 17. I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing, because I like watching your guys' early access reviews and your trailers and I watch their streams on Twitch. I watch their stuff on YouTube. What the flying fuck, guys? There's a game called Marauders, and it's just like Tarkov, but it's Escape from Tarkov in space. Great ass game. I freaking loved it. I played it for hours. I suck at it. However, I still enjoy it, because in order to get good at a game, you gotta keep playing it, repetition, and you start getting adapted to a certain play style, a certain weapon, a certain type of way to play, and then you get into it. But the whole issue is Marauders was getting hit with hackers. They started doing updates, and then people just started getting tired of their game because they weren't fixing anything. They didn't listen to the community. And that's another thing too, is the community matters. This is another reason why I stepped away from Call of Duty. Like, I stepped all the way away from Call of Duty because I got tired of it. Is that they no longer listen. The dev team no longer listens to the play group, the players, people who are in your game for hours, to days, to weeks, to months, to years. They don't listen to you. They listen to streamers. And the thing is, there's nothing against streamers. I'm a streamer. He's a streamer. We're both streakers. Hey, we both do it. So free the testicle. No, but I'm just. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, hold on, too much has happened at once.
You're making me think of when that actually happened.
I don't want to know if there's a move with if you free the testicle.
It might be.
Sorry, I don't want my door knocker swinging around.
And someone may or may not have changed their name to Mike Honcho. Use that as an alias to cover up their real name and go out freeing their testicle. so that no one chases their real name down. So if you hear about Mike Honcho and all of a sudden I disappear,
You heard it here, you heard it here, folks. Free the testicle 2025.
If you know, you know. Talladega Nights, the Ballad of Ricky Bobby. That's where I got the name Mike Honcho.
I had a feeling.
When he confessed to him in the hospital, he was like, I did a spread for Playgirl magazine, but I changed my name to Mike Honcho.
It sounded familiar. I only seen the movie once, sadly, but
Great movie.
I saw it in theaters.
But going to games dying because of people losing interest, that brought up a good point.
And even the dev, it's also the dev team too.
It's the dev team and how games are set to begin with. Like, you know, a game has a shelf life when there's only like one feature to it. Prime example, I got hyped up when Friday the 13th came out on PS4. Loved the game. I love that you can play as a counselor and one plays as Jason. But really, outside of touring the cabin, I forgot what that mode is called. There's no, like, eventually online play is going to stop. Eventually people are going to lose interest, and it did. But the people that want to go back and revisit things, not plugging ourselves on our own channel, but the people that want to go in and revisit these games can't really.
I butchered that game. I played that.
There's no story mode. There's no nothing. It's just get a couple of friends.
I'm going to interview.
And now you're going to play Friday the 13th.
There, towards the end cycle of that game, they did have a story mode. You play solely as Jason, and it sets up motions where you can kill the survivor, and you have to kill all the survivors and make sure no one escapes. So a guy goes out to go pee. The guy is working on his car. Who are you going to kill first? Usually everyone kept going to go kill the guy that's going pee. I always kill the guy that's at the truck. Kill the guy at the truck, you can vandalize the vehicle, the body's missing. What is that guy going to do?
If they would have done like a pseudo Friday the 13th part 13 and have you actually go through a whole thing and
or go through
switch
all
to the
movies.
counselor that kills Jason at the end, that would have been a good game.
But another reason too the game flopped is because there was no license. No one really owned anything. It was
the lawsuit was going on.
Yeah, the lawsuit was going on. So the lawsuit actually came after that game, and they're telling them like, you got to shut the game down. This person said no. This person said yes. So it was constantly like nothing was working. So they canceled the game, and then since they lost all their fan base, they ended up making a campaign, brought the game back when the license and the contract were signed, but it was too late. All the player base left.
Yep.
My buddy and I, we were jumping online, actually still playing. We were still playing, and we were getting in maybe a match or so, and then the game just died. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed it. That's the thing that kills me is your game is dying, and then that's when you start releasing the good shit.
Yep.
Like they released.
And now nobody cares.
Yeah, because they released the first campground, the very first campground of Crystal Lake. It was the first campground. And then if you also got the other mission and you did an Easter egg, you unlocked the cyber version, the cybernetic version of Jason. When Jason in Space, which was a fucked up weird movie, but it had one of the best deaths on camera where he froze the girl's face in the carbonite and smashed it. That was the coolest fucking death. I don't care.
Good movie if you're drunk or high.
Sure. Yeah, because it makes no sense. Don't prepare to be like, I want to see if this makes any sense. It really does not.
If you want to see how it adds to the lore, don't.
My only favorite, and I think, real quick, out there, speaking of Friday the 13th, I was almost in a Friday the 13th movie. I would have been one of the counselors that would have got killed off. I would have got cut in half, and I was perfectly fine with it.
Yeah.
Because Jason, out of all the killers, I'm not that afraid of Jason just because I already know the dude's immortal. He can't fucking die unless you cut his goddamn head off or throw him in a wood chipper. Like in the one movie where you get actually in that wood chipper.
And it was just the top of his head and nothing else.
Yep. The only killer I'm actually definitely afraid of, though, is Michael Myers. Because you can't hear him. He shows no pain or remorse. At least in some of his parts.
He's a goddamn ninja.
Just, I don't know, his tall, giant man in a jumpsuit just floor creaks a little light. It's already too late if you hear that. At least with Jason, you can see him. But Jason also has like all this weapon. And we're talking about like, serial killers and shit in the game. No, but yeah, I was almost in a Friday the 13th movie. And I almost was in a Purge movie like he was. You were almost in the Purge movie too.
Yep, I was supposed to get my head beat in on a CCTV. You wouldn't have even been able to tell it was me. I was just a body getting beat with a baseball bat. Just bludgeoned. It was when they were filming in Buffalo. Was it Purge? The first Purge?
I think it was the second. Wasn't it the second one?
No, it wasn't the first Purge movie. It was called the first Purge.
Oh, yeah.
But unfuck your titles.
You just
Don't call it the first Purge if it's the third or fourth movie.
They pulled the Star Wars.
They did.
Star Wars.
Yoda was behind this.
Yeah.
I wonder why Ray took over. Yeah, I said it.
Get the fuck up.
Don't disrespect Grandmaster Skywalker like that.
You probably have a body pillow you fuck every day. Like, oh yeah, I'm my Grandmaster enough for you. I'll be your knight.
I do have a body pillow. It's a Batman body pillow. So my Dark Knight rises.
I'll be your Alfred.
just like last episode. Soon. Soon.
Can you imagine you doing that? Your parents are walking by.
Oh, they know better. They don't walk by anymore.
You're like, Daddy's gonna be home. Rub his nipples. Of course, it has to be the George Clooney Batman. Pure
God.
Yeah. No. Straight up big penetrating nipples.
When George Clooney himself apologizes.
He had no part of that. He just wear the suit.
But he actually goes around saying, if you saw Batman and Robin, I personally apologize for the creative of the movie. We're talking about games here.
Cancellation of shit, you know?
No, that's what happens, people. We get into segues.
Get into segues. Sometimes we're just going to embarrass and call us the pool. Because there's just so much shit being thrown in the pool.
We just keep digging holes and it gets deeper and deeper.
It starts making sense with our mentality. So anyway. No, but like games that are, like going back to games that are being canceled and stuff. Like there was Steam had a few that one game was called The Cycle. It was like one of my favorite games. I was playing it like crazy. It was an early access. It was due to come out, and then the same week while it was due to come out, they completely removed it from the market. And then about a year later, they relaunched it and rebranded it as The Cycle, the first frontier. And then they kept that in first access. And the problem is that once again, they weren't listening to community. The community was like, yo, this game is getting flooded with hackers like nonstop. You guys need to change. Because they were sticking with an outdated security, like anti-cheat security system. And it was the same security system that a 2-year-old could hack. There was free cheats. People were like just downloading off the internet and just playing the game and cheating. It happened to me. It happened to me on my live stream a couple of times where I was just getting a hacker would just be flying in the sky and just boom, kill you just tap you once in the head and kill you, and it's like, what the fuck?
And if you can't walk 5 feet without getting killed by some of those guys, you just give up playing.
You're done. That's why people were...
It became oversaturated.
Yeah, and that's why people were just abandoning the game. And the dev team wouldn't do anything about it. And the week... So it was the month of them shutting down. That's when they updated their security system, their software. Why? You just lost... I think they lost like over 150,000 players like that. And it's like, the only people that actually were playing the game were the hackers. And there was even hackers that were like, no, keep the game online. We like playing it. Yeah, you like playing it. You're killing everyone and taking their loot. Of course you're having fun.
It's exactly why I canceled my Fortnite, because for fuck's sake, every time I respawned, I got killed.
In Fortnite?
In Fortnite, it was ridiculous.
Fortnite doesn't have respawn.
Well, no, not respawn. Every time I
you get into
myself,
yeah.
Couldn't last 5 seconds. Some asshole.
Trash. Fucking garbage.
And you can call it, you can call it that, or you can call it oversaturation.
The thing is, like, you would actually like Fortnite now, like the season they're in, because it's all Star Wars based season stuff. It's all cool. The blasters, the lightsabers, the combat. It's just, it's sweaty. It's full of sweats, but
I want Peter Griffin as Han Solo in there, like they did in the show.
I wish, but they did have Peter Griffin in Fortnite.
Yes, they do.
When you killed him, he actually went, ah, ah, like that was his death, and then he just poofed and disappeared. It was a hard ass boss fight too. He was a boss. That was hard. They had Bender in there.
What my shiny metal ass?
No, but like, the whole issue, the reason why games get canceled fast and they get taken off the market is because dev teams don't listen to the community. Like, listen to the whole community. Don't listen to the streamer community, because there's a lot of people out there who don't stream. There's a lot of people who actually are really good at games and they don't stream at all. They just play regularly at home. And it's just like Call of Duty, for instance. Call of Duty ain't going nowhere. We're gonna be going on Call of Duty whatever now. I don't know. They're supposed to call this new one Call of Duty 2025 now. And I'm like, why? No one. It's supposed to be like an amped up version of Modern Warfare. I'm like, just stop. Do something different. Everyone hated Advanced Warfare. Everyone hated Infinite Warfare. Everyone hated Black Ops 3. The movement sucks. Yeah, you play this new. Never mind. I'm gonna go on a tangent about that because I hate this new Call of Duty. It's to me, it's just stupid. Because they're not listening to the community. You listen to streamers who are like, I play this game for 26 hours every single day, and you guys need to make this gun better. And then they listen to the whole community. They listen to them, not the community. That's like, hey, a dad that's got off his shift at work and he's starting to notice, hey, there's not much balancing with these other guns. It's only these 2 guns that you put in the fucking battle pass. That's another topic I want to talk about so bad, but I'm not gonna get on topic with that. I can't stand battle passes. I'm tired of battle passes. I don't care about a fucking battle pass. Well, if you get a battle pass, you get a bonus skin. Why can't I just earn a skin? Why can't I do that?
Yeah, why do we gotta buy shit? I'm broke. We don't get paid for this.
And it's like, that's something that sucks too. It's like, you already paid for the game. Why do I gotta pay something else for a battle pass?
Yeah, DLC used to be just downloadable content. Didn't used to cost $50, $60, which is almost the cost of a game.
You know what's sad? Speaking of that, is like Black Ops 2. Each skin was 25 cents to 50 cents a download. And then it went from 50 to 99 cents. So technically, $1 per download. Yes, there was a total of 60 downloads, but it was your choice of which you wanted to download. I don't know. I got on a huge tangent with Call of Duty because I'm sick of it and I don't play it anymore. So, but anyways,
it'd be like that.
Yeah, like I haven't touched it in, I think, a very long time.
Yeah. When I have no solution, just that's the only way that makes me feel better. Just say it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah,
because it do.
That's the way she goes, boys.
Fucking way she goes.
No, because it's just like the dev team needs to start, like people need to start listening to their players, listen to the community. Like, yes, I get it that there's a lot of community players out there who want things in their benefit, and I understand that you can't make every player happy. But when you're just listening to streamers, it is so fucking annoying.
Yep.
Just streamers. Like, yes, I'm a streamer, and on my stream, there's a couple things I do talk about in certain new games I play, like, hey, they need to fix this.
Like, oh, here's a streamer. He's got 100,000 viewers. He's got a lot of viewers. Let's see what his opinion is, and his opinion only.
You're actually not wrong.
He's got a lot of viewers, so his voice matters.
He's got 2 million.
Nobody else's.
He's got 2 million viewers. I want to see exactly what he's talking about. Oh yeah, that's good. That gun sucks. We're gonna make it suck even harder. Okay. It's just game modes, game things. Just I don't know. There's just so much that games get thrown out the window and they don't get enough time. And then when the community has had enough of nothing being worked on or fixed or updated, they just leave.
Yep.
There's another game that actually last night I found out they put a huge, big update and it was supposed to be getting taken off the market because it is probably, if you guys are squeamish and you can't handle gore and you have a VR, there's a game called Blood Trail. It's not the greatest game. It has a lot of jankiness to it. The dev team was supposed to remove it for 2 reasons. All I know, but there was more reasons. The first one is how violent. This is way more violent than Manhunt.
Manhunt was pretty bad.
Manhunt
for its day.
Manhunt was banned in the U.S.
You were only a long time.
You were only able to get in Germany. I think it was only Germany.
Something like that.
Something like that. It was
very controversial.
It was bad.
And then we got Manhunt 2 anyway.
And then now there's possibly a Manhunt 3 being in development secretly. That's been talked about. And I'm like, what are you going to make this one about? All both are about you just killing people. The one is you're just thrown into a pit and the guy's like, kill them in the most professional way. I'm like, what? Like Postal.
Professional would be just unseen and quick.
No, this one's like, here's a bag, make them gag, and you actually hear gagging noises and shit.
Oh god! So that game you were talking about, Blood Trail,
and it's
supposed to be that gory, possibly worse.
Way worse.
Jesus.
Like if you shoot someone in the throat, they actually fall back, holding their throat, and you just hear the blood gurgling.
Yeah.
And they're still alive. Like, you can walk up to them and like look at them. They're like looking up at you.
Ugh.
It's very graphic. Very realistic gunfire, except the kick and the recoil of some of the guns are pretty. They're not really like the 300 Blackout. Yeah, that would have kind of a kick to it because they made it into a snubby, and that's gonna have a kick because that's a snub. It's not gonna have a foregrip or anything. And then the shotgun, you can actually shoot someone's intestines out, and they're still alive, like trying to crawl away from you. And it's like it's
a little
very
realistic.
It's very, very graphic game. You like gore, and you're like me, and you like gore. Try it out. It's on Steam. I'm not sponsored in any way.
I like a little Carnage candy. I might check that out.
Blood Trail?
Yeah.
I have videos I recorded on my thing. I showed Alexis, and she was like, "Jesus Christ!" I'm like, "Oh yeah." Because the one dude, you actually can grab them and put them in the ground. Just damn. Yeah, because they're supposed to be like these bunch of like bandits, and they're all trying to kill you. And like you can actually control like waves. You can play at certain. There's like an abandoned school that's broken down, and it's all. And they cuss at you. Get over, you piece of shit. Fuck you. And like they shoot the shit out of you. It's pretty good. It's a graphic game. If you like graphic games, play it. Very good.
So it's getting. That's one reason it's too gory. What was the second reason?
The second reason I was possibly getting removed is because the dev team got hit with the blocker because of the gore level, because of the violent level. It's a very violent game. I will be honest. Yes, it is very. And it even got me to the point where I'm like, is this gone too far? Like that's coming from me, and I love gore, and I love games that push that barrier with goreness and realistic ability with all that shit. And that game comes very close. It was supposed to be taken down because the dev team actually completely stepped away from it. And then May 24th, I think it was, 24th, 29th, they out of nowhere released a relaunch of the game, basically in an updated format. And it's smoother. It's a little janky with, reloading your mags. They still didn't add any new weapons. It's still the same weapons in there, except they added a pipe bomb. You can pull a pipe bomb out and you automatically light it and you throw it. And if you blow somebody up, it actually blows their legs off. Yeah, it's very graphic. But oh yeah, that game everyone was stepping away from. There's another VR game I stepped away from because the dev team completely hasn't updated in like 3-4 years.
They abandoned it.
And the thing that blows my mind is that they're still in the chat. So on Steam, there's a chat community list that people are talking. And they keep on saying, oh, we're going to update the game. We're going to do this with the game. We're going to do that with the game. They haven't. And so I think there's only a record 2 people online. And the community stepped away from it completely. And the thing is, that is why games get canceled, because it all matters of how much passion it's getting driven. Like, for instance, I just talked about Marauders. Marauders is possibly getting shut down. And I'm very upset because number one, I spent a lot of money on that. Number 2, I streamed that game quite a lot. I played it a lot. And I put hours, not like long hours. I think I have a total of 215 hours total in the Marauders. Still a decent time. That's still a good time. A lot of people are like, those are pussy hours. Yeah. I got 6,000 hours. I got 6,000 hours. And I haven't shaved yet and bathed. Yeah, this is natural aroma grease.
Do you have a day job or something? Trash.
No, but like, I can't think of the one game. It's been a while, and it got taken off. It got taken off Steam, and it was supposed to be like oh my god, it's on my. It was like a cartoon style World War II game. It was all cartoon. Like if you were shooting your gun and actually had boom bam boom bam. It was so cool, and it was all PvP. It was Axis versus Allies. That's all it was. It had every map and every location actually from that World War in the game in cartoon format. And there was everyone, if you got to a point where you went on a kill streak, if you got 20 kills without dying, which was very hard in that game, because headshots actually insta killed you, and body shots you can only take like 3 or 4 and you're dead. There was no health bar. It was just your screen kept getting redder and redder and redder, and you had either someone on your team was a medic and they would heal you. It was and the game only was $4.99. $4.99 for this game. And it had a huge amount of players. And the dev team just stepped away from it. Completely abandoned this game, abandoned this project, and got rid of it. And it got taken off the market.
And it had a good premise.
The thing is, it didn't take you forever to get in the game. It wasn't loading for 20, 30 minutes. It was legit. Click it, boom, game. You're in a game, like almost instantly, all the time. And it was so much fun. They had a wide variety of guns. You can create your character in a cartoon format. It still stayed close to the World War like style clothing, but it was cartoon form. So it was a little goofy and funny and wacky, but it was so much fun. And it's just the dev team just stepped away. They had a whole community list. They stepped away from that game. Then there was another game where I actually showed you. It was a wrestling game, and it was like Fortnite style but wrestling.
Oh yeah.
That game, I played that religiously. I played it all the time on my streams. I played it on my own time. I put a lot of money into that game because I was buying the battle pass all the time. Even though I hate battle passes, but these battle passes were just fucking awesome because they actually added cool shit into it. And also they did charity runs on it. That game just got canceled because they were getting targeted by WWE and WCW.
Mm-hmm.
They were just getting completely targeted because they started bringing in costumes that were replicated, like Hulk Hogan. There was a makeup idea you got for Sting. There was so many things. You got certain finishers that were being relabeled, but it was just too late. They got hit, and they weren't listening to stuff, and they got hit hard.
WWE's strict, even with their own games. If you try to stream one of their games and you leave the wrestlers' music going during their entrances,
oh yeah,
you're gonna get hit with copyright, even though you're playing their game.
Yeah, yeah, and it says on there.
You have to turn off the music if you're streaming it.
Yep. And I'll say on there, like, this game, the soundtrack sponsored by blah, 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 owned by this. Boom.
Doesn't matter. If they hear it on YouTube, it's over.
Another thing I can't stand either, since we're talking about games getting canceled, is when a game gets announced and then they take it off the market and completely don't talk about it no more.
Teases.
Like Star Wars Battlefront 3 was supposed to be coming out. It was already supposed to be out by now. And EA just completely went, And then on May...
They know we want it.
Well, here's the thing. On May 4th, I think it was May 4th or May 5th or one of those. It was around that time, during the weekend or around that time. I jumped on, I played 2. It was Star Wars Battlefront 2, the kind of like the remake and remaster, if you want to call it, or no, remake. It was a remake one. And that servers were floodgated. I think they record a total, on console alone, there was over 650,000 players online. And everything added up, I think there was a total of 5 million players online.
Oh my God.
What the fuck does that tell you? Listen to your fans. Listen to your fan base. We want another Battlefront 3.
Do you want money? We'll pay it.
Oh my God, just like freaking Bandai, Game Freak. Not Bandai. Game Freak. What, you could easily rake so money out of all your Nintendo Switch fan base by simply just making a complete relaunch of all Pokemon games.
Yep.
You can do Gen 1 to Gen 3. Boom, $70. I'm buying it. Make it run smoother. Yeah, there's emulators, there's ROMs, there's all that shit. But I'm saying, like, if you wanted to get your fans excited, oh my God. And the one thing I always say is probably the biggest turnoff for me, what Nintendo Switch did, is, so they have a thing called Switch Online, or online, online, Nintendo Online, and it have like all the retro games that you can play on your Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. Why the fuck do I gotta wait a month for you just to add 2 games on there? And half the time they're adding 2 games I have never heard of, and no one's ever heard of, and they're like, why the hell are you adding this shit?
No one asked for it.
Where's the original Pokemon? You have the original Game Boy emulator on the Switch. Where's original? Pokemon was one of the most original games.
Because they know you want it.
Yes. No, fucking easy would it be? Here's gold, here's silver, here's crystal. Oh my God.
And they know that the fan base that wants the Pokemon games all the way back to Gen 1 is at an age where we're parents now, our blood pressure's going up. We're going to die soon. Okay? But if we just keep itching and then we all die off, we're going to forget about it. And then they could just keep releasing the new shit.
Well, yeah, they're already releasing one called Z to A or A to Z. I think it's Z to A Pokemon.
And it's working, and I don't like it.
It's weird. Like, it's a weird Pokemon game. I don't know. I'm talking shit about it now, but who knows? It might be really good. But apparently it's supposed to have brand new EV evolutions in it, and everything's supposed to be different versions. I'm like, think about it. There's another one called Pokemon Champions. It's supposed to be like a better amped up version of Coliseum and Stadium, amped up. I'm like, now that I will buy. But like, I don't know. I just really wish devs listen to their players and their player base, because the amount of shit that they can go, okay, our guys, our players don't like this. Let's change this up and let's do something new. Let's add this. Yes, I get it's not an overnight project. But if your community is legit saying, change this for the love of God, and you're having like over 60,000 people saying, hey, can you just change this, switch this, do this, and you don't, and then you're on there, well, hey guys, we're sadly to inform you guys that we're going to let you guys know that this game's getting shut down and blah blah blah. And it's just like, nope. It's like the game's getting shut down because you no longer gave a fuck about it. You're just letting it die off. I don't know. That's my whole like venting thing, is like, I'm tired of seeing games just die off. There's another game that just got an early access, and I'm more alarmed it's gonna get killed off. I just now, actually, when we were out walking around and getting food and that, I got the code where I can play online. I'm like, that's cool, but I'm pretty sure the game's gonna die because there's already streamers online playing it and complaining about every fucking thing. I'm like, bro, I didn't get a chance to even play one game, and you guys are complaining about random bullshit. Rip. And it's technically considered alpha stage, which means nothing's been put into it yet. It's just alpha. You're only playing certain things to understand how the game flows, what needs to be worked on. That's why, like, I stepped away from being a game tester at the same time, because I got so sick of testing all these games. And remember when you take a survey and it was like additional comments, and people would be like, it's a good game, just fix this. Mine, I would go in explicit detail, and it would be like this long, and abbreviations and all that shit. And
TLDC, too long, don't care.
basically, and I'm like, I would tell them like, hey, this map's pretty good, but this map is failing in this area. This is failing. You need to fix this. There's a bug going on here. There's a bug going on there. And it's like, and then the game would get released and everything. I was like bringing up like, hey, check out this level. And this level, if you go in this location, you fall through the map and you die instantly and you lose everything. Guess what happened when that game launched? Guess what all the people were complaining about? That level, and people were falling through the map and they lost their player base. And because of that level, and I'm not saying I could have saved the game, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who were saying the same shit I was saying, but that game flopped. Then there's a game called Space Mariner. That game was it was basically what we wanted the Space Wars to be in Star Wars Battlefront. You were able to crash it. You were able to kamikaze into other ships. It was definitely a replica of Star Wars Battlefront, because they had their home base ship, then you had yours. But the point that made it even harder was, not only was it 60 versus 60 players, there was also 100 added in bots that went with you and fought. And if you were in a co-pilot, and let's say you're playing solo and someone had to be in the other pilot seat with you, an AI would take over, and the AI actually did their shit, and they would call out shit for you. And you can fly around and shoot them. There was a lot of similarities to Star Wars, like the one ship you had. It was called the Raven Wing, and it looked like an X-Wing. Except without the X, it was just a plain base when it's in standby mode.
In other words, please don't sue us, Disney.
That's not the reason it even got shut down. They got shut down because they just, that one I don't know. They just stepped away from the game completely. I looked into it so hard because the one day I went to get on and play with a couple buddies. Sorry, due to inform all the players that our game is no longer accessible. Sorry for this inconvenience. Thank you for being fans of the series. And I'm like, you guys broke my heart for a whole fucking year. Yep. And that's why, like, I'm so sick of early access games. Like, when I see them now, I'm like, I'll wait to just get fully released, then I'll play it. There is a few games that did come out in early access, and I paid for them. And that's the one thing, real quick, not to go way over time. That is the one thing I cannot stand as being a consumer of a product. Why the fuck are you gonna have me pay for an early access and then you shut it down and you just take my money and run? Granted, I understand people are gonna say that's an optional choice. I get it. It's a choice I made where I bought it. But I'm so sick of that. And it's been happening a lot more lately. A lot of games are just taking the money and then they just run in that direction and they just completely abandon the game.
And I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here. You said you're going to wait until a game goes into full development. But in order for a game to go into full development, it needs support.
Yeah.
And if you're backing out and not doing it, like, I don't blame you either way.
It's just, I can see if they did early access, like, hey,
someone's got to be the guinea pig, is what I'm saying.
Well, this is what I'm going to say is what they should do. Started off at a certain price. Like if you're gonna make the game when it gets released, it's gonna be like $60. Let's say $60. Start off the early access where to play the early access, you just gotta play half down. So like $30 or $20 or something like that. Instead of making me pay full price for the game, that's not even a full product yet. That's not even fully completed yet. You're making me pay for it already, and then we'll be merciful. 8 months go down the road, and then you go online. Sorry guys, due to inform all the players, we are terminating the project. Thank you for being great people who are, they call you like veterans in the game. Like, thank you for being veterans of our game series for this long. And I hate seeing that. And I've seen that message so many times in so many games I played. And I'm like, bro, why? Why are you shutting down? And they're like, I do look into it. I will look that shit up. And I'll be like, why did you shut down the game? Like, why is this game being terminated? And it's over stupid shit. Like, oh, we didn't like the area it was going into. And I'm like, why? You had such a big, thick player count. And me personally, I feel like people just don't have, compared to then to now, it's like a lot of people, like big companies who are trying to become gaming studios, they don't have that same initiative to keep going. You know what blows me away a lot? Is single indie developers. They will make phenomenal games. There's one I wanted to show you. It's not out yet, but the guy completely did his whole style and even had permission from Capcom. He can make his own style of Resident Evil, of how he feel like a Resident Evil should be. And Capcom actually said, go ahead. Gave him the okay. And right now he has like alpha testing and beta testing going on. And like there's no end. It's kind of like a loop. Like you run around, you gather some things, do some puzzles, do usual stuff in Resident Evil. And he's a single developer, and he's making a phenomenal game. And then there's another guy that's making a game that's replicated to Tarkov, but it's called Escape from Vortic. And the cool part too is he had permission to add some elements from Tarkov by asking them, GameState, and GameState said, go ahead. Because he has it based in Russia too. And actually the place he has his game in, it's actually referenced in Tarkov a little bit, just a very little bit. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like, big dev teams just seem to be the ones that are just like, nah, we're just gonna abandon the project altogether, and then like they'll come up with something stupid that was almost identical to what they originally had in the project, but they make something more. I don't know. I go on tangents about it. I'm not going to, because of no. I could push another 2 hours out of this because I'm just
frustrated.
I don't know, like the Star Wars simulator. I call it the Star Wars simulator game. That game was absolutely fun. Like when you landed in a base, it had its own cutscene, your ship landing, and then there was a couple of things you can unlock, and you unlock it, and it's a way your guy actually landed a ship. Like there was one before you went in the bay, he would do a flip and spin in it. It looked cool. It was unnecessary, but it was still cool. And once you get out, it's now a first-person shooter or a third-person shooter, and it told you the battery level on your laser weapon you had, and there was only, and this is what I love. This is why I love simplicity. Don't make it complicated. Don't make it over exaggerated. Make it simple. Here's 10 guns. They're all labeled from pistols to, or they didn't even have sidearms. You only had one. That's it. So it was rifles, shotguns, LMGs, snipers, pistols, and then special weapons. That is it. Very simple and easy to learn, easy to master. And then once you got in the base, you're able to actually take over, and your whole point was you had to override their system. Then there was a countdown sequence. You had to get the fuck out and fight your way out while the bots just come in and swarm you. And the bots had a chance of shutting down what you were trying to do, but the way they did it is that the AI didn't shut down. You, the player, had to shut it down. The bots just stopped. The person just stopped you. They were just in your way, and they were not easy. They were very hard. There was no difficulty.
Shit.
And it was just cool. And it's like what Battlefront should have been. Like, I can blow up this whole ship right now. And if you blow up the ship, you no longer get lives. And if you blow up the other ship, you immediately win the game, which was the hardest ship to beat, which I never got. I got a chance to go in it and do combat, but I never was able to shut it down because it's such a big ship. And instead of them just listen to the community and go, we're going to shorten the ship down a little bit, make it really hard for you to get in and fight, and then that's about it. No, they're like, okay, well, no one likes what we're doing, so we're just going to go and just get rid of it. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of games just need to either, if you're going to put a game in early access, be committed to that game.
Yes.
Don't early access and then we're going to work on another game while it's in early access, because now you're not giving all attention to that game. And that's what Team 17 started doing. They started coming up with all these project games, and then they're not working on specific games.
And then that's how bugs and glitches slip through.
Like Team 17 is so focused on Hell Let Loose, then they're making a bunch of other games, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna release a contract and sell this game to somebody else, and then they do, and then those people who buy the game through their contract let the game go, and they'll take consumers' money and all that stuff, and then they cancel the game. And it's just, oh, the game is still playable online, but it's offline. I don't want to play it then. I want to play it online where all the shit's happening. I like doing it for the achievements on Steam because they're kind of cool. You get like little pictures and stuff you can hang up on your little home in Steam. I don't know. That's my personal opinion. I'm on a huge tangent about it. I apologize. But yeah.
You feel better?
No.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you.
No, just like I hate
that was a vent right there.
Well, no, I hate seeing games just. I'm not gonna go any further. I'm just tired. I'm just tired of seeing games like launch and then just
get abandoned.
They get abandoned because like somebody said one thing that the game sucks and it's trash, and it's just like, instead of like everyone having their own. It's another thing I can't stand is like, this ties in with our last episode with reviewers. Why? Like, don't just listen to a reviewer. Play the game for yourself and see if you like it. See if you enjoy it. You never know. If a game really starts showing flopping and everyone is complaining about it, then it kind of tells you not to go near it. Another real quick, one last game, and it's people are still trying to get it back online. Anthem. It's on PlayStation. I bought it. I pre-ordered it. I played it religiously. Fucking phenomenal game. It flopped because everyone lost interest. Because there is a repetition. It is a repetition grind. But there was something about that game that was just chef's kiss, in my opinion. The simulation, the whole cutscene where you got to get inside your suit was like Iron Man. You actually stepped in the suit, and your hands went through the machine, and it got to your arm and that.
Sounds perfect for VR.
Yes, I wish it was in VR. Oh my god, if it was in VR, oh, it's sweet. No, but there's too many games out there that are going early access. Like, I'm not a huge early access guy anymore, like I used to be. Tarkov is the one game that he sees me play all the fucking time. It's actually in my taskbar. Right here.
The game where I bust his balls about being a first-person shooter. Every time I come over here, what's he playing?
Tarkov or Elden Ring. Or once in a while, you'll see me playing something else, and you're like, "What game is this?" No, but in my personal opinion, mind you, my opinion only. I don't know how Joe feels about it, but like, I feel like a lot of games, if you're gonna go early access, be fully committed to it. Like, don't legit like sandbag all your viewers, your players, and go, and we're gonna cancel the project. And it's like, bro, why?
And it makes your next project less credible.
And then and then that's another thing too, is like, real quick, on Steam there is companies and people who are like, yo, don't buy any of these guys' games. They don't finish their projects. They just half-ass it, collect their money, and move to another project. And I get it. We all want money. I get it. We all want to kind of cut the corner to get more money. But holy shit, stick to a game. It can be way better than you expect. I don't know. That's just me, though. Your final thoughts before we close this?
I think we pretty much covered it. They could be better people, and I'm telling you guys to be good people.
I'm telling you to fly high and don't crash.
Ideally.
See you guys in the next one. Enjoy your Monday. Be safe out there. Don't do what he does on a hot Tuesday night.